Hi, my name is Camelia Noble. Welcome to my kitchen, where everything is gluten, wheat, dairy, soy, corn free. Never heated over 110 degrees, which means living. And so today we are going to make cinnamon rolls, which are my very favorite, and I haven't been able to have them in 4 years due to my food allergies. So this is a very special treat. The recipe book that I'm going to use today is I Am Grateful by Cafe Gratitude. Now, I'm not making these cinnamon rolls exactly how they make it. I'm doing my own little twists and turns in this recipe. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is make the filling. The filling will consist of a half a cup of sprouted almonds, 2 cups of almond milk pulp. I use this almond milk pulp from making almond milk on a regular basis, and then I just freeze it, and when I'm ready to use it, I go ahead and do so. 1/3 cup of flaxseed, already finely ground into a powder. A half a cup of dates, depitted and chopped. And here, for those who are not sure, this is what a real date looks like. And to depit it, you're simply just going to open it up and take the pit out and then chop this. You also want to make sure the end of the pit is off of it too. Okay, and then we're going to have a half of a teaspoon of vanilla, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of real salt. We're also going to take a young Thai coconut, open it up, and mix the meat and the water in to make a half a cup to a cup of coconut milk. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is you're going to need a food processor, a cutting board, a knife, and a dehydrator. We're going to take our almonds, and the first thing we're going to do is ground these up. We want to ground them up until it's a meal. Okay, that's about right. Now we're going to add our dates, because we want to make sure that there's no clumps of dates in our actual cinnamon rolls. We want this mixed well throughout. Yay! That looks great. Look at that. Now we're going to add our pulp. Now, I also have a little bit of pumpkin seed pulp in this. That's fine. It doesn't have to be all almond. You can be creative with this recipe. Now I'm going to mix 1/3 cup of my flaxseed powder, and I'm going to do my salt and cinnamon. Cinnamon's known to lower blood pressure. Vanilla. And I got mine from the Longevity Warehouse, which is an amazing vanilla. I get a whole bunch of it so I can use it for everything. Okay, so I'm doing this without the coconut milk to get everything mixing well together. Now I'm going to add my coconut milk. And I went ahead and added all of it. So I used about 3/4 of a cup. And we're looking for a dough consistency. And that looks great. Okay, so I'm going to put some gloves on for this part of the recipe. And these are latex free, if you're wondering. Alright, so then we're going to get our Teflon sheet out. Now, if you want to make this recipe and you only have a round dehydrator, no worries. What you're going to do is do what we're doing here, and then cut them in pieces and lay them on your sheet that way. So, we're going to go ahead and put our dough here. We just need a little bit of that right now. So we're gonna flatten it out. And I'm gonna make a little square. Nice, I'm so excited. Cinnamon rolls, I can smell it in the air. This dough smells so good, and this is so good for us. And we're gonna put the rest of it in a bowl to use for later. Now to make the filling, we really don't need to rinse our container out, so I'm not going to. Okay, so this is step 1. Step 2, 2 cups of pecans that have been soaked, rinsed. Now all the almonds and pecans both have to be soaked and rinsed in this recipe. You always want to get the enzyme prohibitors off of your nuts and seeds to kind of wake them up from their sleep while storing. Okay, and then we just added a half a cup of coconut nectar as well as coconut nectar and honey, raw honey and Michigan made. We also have cinnamon. Now I would suggest getting honey, close to where you live. So we have cinnamon, vanilla, and salt. We have a half a teaspoon of vanilla and cinnamon and a pinch of salt. All right. And now we're going to put it on and press it. Okay. And notice here how we have this filling. It's like, it's wet, but it's still like firm, and you just want to make this next layer, thoroughly put it over. Now I hope you can see this at home, just to get an idea. So we want to put this darker layer all over the first layer, because this is kind of our sweet part. Get our blade out of our way so we don't have any problems there. And we're just gonna put it evenly, distribute it evenly here. Okay. Now this is the fun part, but it can get a little tricky. Now our goal is to roll this. Yeah, I said it. We're gonna roll this, okay? So here we go. What I do is I just take a spatula like this, and I want to get the first layer up off the sheet and turning over. Okay. And I'll continue forming it as I go, and then we're just going to keep on doing this. We're going to flip it over. Now it doesn't have to be pretty or perfect. We're going to fake it till we make it here, guys. Okay, so far so good. It's an example. Now it's cracking and so forth, but maybe I should have not put so much coconut milk in so it would roll a little easier. So my tip to you is when you are making this, maybe put in a half a cup of coconut milk at first and then think about adding more as you need it. Okay, it's going well. And it's turning slowly but surely into a little like loaf. I'm not really sure how it's supposed to look, but this is my version of how I figured out how to do this recipe at home. So now I'm just going to form it so it looks pretty. And I'm going to let this dehydrate in my Excalibur dehydrator for 12 hours on 110, and then I'm gonna flip it. Now you might want to do 6 hours, see how it's going, flip it, and at 12 check it again, and if it's good, take it out. If not, then keep on dehydrating. So we're going to put that in like this. Now if you have a dehydrator at home that's round, no worries. All you want to do is form it just like I did here, make it look like this. Then take your spatula and cut little pieces like this off and set it on the dehydrator like that. And then flip it as needed and you will be all set as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my dehydrator. Okay. And this is what a finished product looks like. Look at this, guys. Isn't that cute? And of course they made caramel sauce to go with it, and that's going to be on the next video. So make sure that you click on part 2 to get the caramel sauce. Now caramel sauce can be used for many things besides frosting for cinnamon rolls or cinnamon bread, whatever you want to call it. So now what I'm going to do is take a knife and I'm going to cut each piece like so. And each piece is now cut, okay? And then I like a lot of caramel sauce on mine. So I'm gonna spread it here like that. And then I'm just gonna do a little layer here. Ta-da! Let's take a bite. Mmm. So amazing. And this is real food. So much fiber and so many great things in here. Thanks so much for joining me. And don't forget, make today the best day ever. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.